Last few weeks we have been covering topics that are up for debate. I mean, we've talked about cease of the line, we talked about long-range shooting, and we've also shared some things that are getting us excited about the upcoming fall, whether it be football season or deer season in general. So another topic we'll talk about is broadheads. What is the perfect broadhead to shoot? Obviously, there's so many choices. The good news for us as bow hunters, there's a lot of the manufacturers that's making some unbelievable broadheads. The product is superior. It's so good. Whether you're a fan of fixed blades or mechanical, the broadheads are on the market that are the best that they've ever been. The machine work, the sharpness, the way they fly, I mean, it's amazing at where we've come in so many years when you look at what we have out there on the market. I, for one, have shot G5 broadheads. As a matter of fact, all of us here at Bone Collector shoot the G5 product. Now, a lot of people say, well, Waddell, you're sponsored by G5. Well, we are, and we're very blessed to have a sponsor like G5. We're also very blessed to have the sponsors, all the sponsors we have and partners. And I will go with saying that, yes, we do make some of our livelihood through these sponsorship promotional opportunities that we can talk about the attributes of these companies, whether it be Hoyt, Scentlock, you name it, Realtree. Now, when we talk about mechanical versus fixed, all I can do is give you my personal opinion like I try to do on every one of these video blogs. My personal opinion, I think that today's mechanical broadheads, especially the rear deploying broadhead like the G5 Havoc, is the superior broadhead that's on the market. Now, I'll give you my reasons for shooting them. One is, we just covered in an earlier piece, the advantage of with our equipment of how long we can shoot, the distance that we can shoot animals these days. Well, I found with the slimline arrow, with the smaller fletch and the mechanical broadhead, I get a whole lot less planage or wind drift when I'm shooting in any type of situation where the wind might be blowing a little bit. And so I realized when I screw that mechanical on, it's going to shoot just like my field tip. So that's an advantage. The other is the mechanical broadhead offers the same opportunity as shooting a bigger caliber rifle. Prime example, if you shoot a 223 at a deer, well, it's proven that a 223 will kill a deer. However, you better use the accuracy, pinpoint accuracy. You better make sure you hit that deer in that vital because you don't have much room for error. The beauty of shooting something like a 338, it's very much overkill if you're shooting a white-tailed deer, but the beauty of it is if you pull your shot, we all are humans, you got a lot better chance of hitting that animal in an area or anywhere that you still can find success in recovering that animal. Now, like it or not, whether you think it's unethical or whatever you think, the facts are the facts. So when you're shooting a mechanical broadhead like a G5 Havoc, the room for error is so much better. Here's the beauty. If you pull your shot, which we can, you're shooting a broadhead that could help cover you. Now, I'm not saying you should. You should always shoot for precision. However, we're human. So if you hit the animal back, and I've done this, I shot an elk just last year to where I pulled my shot miserably. Bad shot. Hit the elk back. I was nervous, I was jacked, it was a 50-yard shot, I pulled it right, and luckily, because of the damage that broadhead put on that elk, I still was able to get up on that elk an hour later and slide another arrow in him. That elk was so sick because of that huge wound channel that Havoc put on him. It created havoc, like the name says. So with that, you're shooting for that small human error. If you hit the animal perfect, guess what? Short recovery, blood trail out the wazoo, whether it be deer, elk, moose, bear, you name it. Those mechanicals, especially the rear deploying, have proved that you do not sacrifice penetration power, and you're going to find that animal. So you got a broadhead that creates a bigger wound channel, so it gives you a little chance to cover maybe a little bit of error. Now, the other arguable point would be, well, those mechanicals, you get up in the shoulder bone, it's not going to penetrate through bone. Here's something that I've seen. Whether you shoot a fixed blade or a mechanical, if you hit in any big game animals, especially an elk or a moose, if you hit them in that shoulder bone, not shoulder cartilage or shoulder blade, but if you hit in that shoulder bone, the leg bone or the shoulder bone that extends from the armpit of that deer up in that triangular motion that connects back to the shoulder blade, you're not going to penetrate it. But the bottom line is, we are not at a disadvantage shooting mechanical broadheads. We have technology, we have the science, we have the proof in the pudding based on the kills that we have generated, that other people have generated, that you're not at a disadvantage. So with that said, I truly believe that right now the best broadhead that's on the market is the G5 Havoc. I love it. That's what I'll be toting this fall. And I come to that not because they sponsor, because in the line of G5 we have fixed blades, we have Montex, we have Strikers, we have the T3s. I choose the G5 Havoc because I think it's the best broadhead not only in G5's line, I think it's the best broadhead on the market in all lines. From my experience as a bow hunter, it's easy to fear those things that you can't control. Once that arrow leaves your bow, the burden's not on you anymore. You have to trust in the performance of your broadhead. And when it comes to broadheads, I've made my choice. I choose a broadhead that creates havoc. The choice is simple. The all-new Havoc broadhead, the Terra of 2 from G5. Choose wisely.